You ever seen a mob where even the scarfers hated them? Right, lads, we're back from holiday, recharged and diving straight back into the madness. And today, we're talking about one of the most feared outfits north of the border, Edinburgh's finest. The capital city service, or as the rest of Scotland knew them, the Hibs Casuals. Now listen, before the word casual even meant anything up there, Hibs already had a rep. Games were kicking off every weekend, and anyone playing them knew they weren't getting out without a row. But when the casual scene blew up in the 80s, it wasn't long before Edinburgh answered back. The CCS wasn't just a mob, it was a movement. Young lads from Leith, Niddry, Tollcross, Granton, all piling onto buses together, all chasing that same feeling. Pride, identity, and a reason to stand out when everything around them felt bleak. Heroin was rife, jobs were non-existent, but this was theirs, and they weren't just fighting the opposition. Half the time they were scrapping their own fans. The scarfers, the ones still in shirts and colours. There was even a chant, Highbees and casuals don't go. But the CCS didn't care. They weren't there for unity, they were there to run Scotland. And for a time, they did. They took hidings early doors. Aberdeen soccer casuals gave them a brutal welcome, and one of their boys ended up in a coma. But did they fold? Not a chance. That battering lit the fuse. Next up was Hearts at Tynecastle. Different story. That day put them on the map. What made them different though? No top boy, no big boss. Just 5 lads running it like a committee, like a boardroom, but one that planned straighteners instead of sales pitches. Over time that faded, and 2 main figures took over, clashing for control. But by then the mob was cemented. And get this, CCS weren't even all Hibs. You had rogue Hearts boys, even old firm lads living in Edinburgh joining in. But they had to prove themselves, twice over. First to the mob, then against their own. Ruthless. Even the young'uns had a path in. They had their own crews like Blackley's baby crew, and got mentored by the older heads. A proper apprenticeship. Some even came through family lines. Hibs casuals raising little casuals, generation to generation. Bit mad that. They even had a group of girls involved, the lassie soccer trendies. Bit of a joke to some, but it shows just how deep this mob ran in the local culture. It wasn't just a few lads having a tear-up. It was a city-wide identity. They went from scattered gangs to one unified outfit. And for a long stretch, they were top dogs in Scotland. Ask any old head, they'll tell you. Hibs Casuals ran it. So who do we cover next, lads? Drop it in the comments.